Good afternoon, everyone. That's good. Thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful time so far. Is that true? Kohoma the camera. Very good. All right. It's going to be a fantastic series of sessions we're going to walk into. Before that, shall we charge our engines? I know that we had a hefty lunch. Can we all stand up? Okay. You know, how do you charge a dead battery? Huh? The problem is the overcharge. All right. Okay, I want you to raise your hands. Get your palms closer. And with the sound is and do it fast. You rub your palms as fast as possible with the sound. Clap. Can you do one more time? Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Recharge. Very good. All right. So interesting areas, interesting things, exploring, rediscovering. Very good. So we have some eminent speakers today lined up. So first of all, let me welcome all of you for the workshops. And without further ado, let me introduce our first speaker, Mr. Derek Ding, a professional Scrum trainer. Shall we give a round of applause to Mr. Derek?
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good. So, what we are doing for now? What we are doing? We are doing regional Scrum gathering, right? And we are doing something of future. We are doing something about product. I think that's the thing, that's the reason why we are here today. And thanks a lot for all those sponsors. Thanks a lot for those organizers to let me have the chance to be here and share something about innovations in car industry in China. And hopefully you will find some fun here. First of all, who am I? I'm not that matters, okay? I was an engineer 20 years ago, then become a product guy, then become some high-tech company's product head. So basically, I have a lot of solid experience build a product from 0 to 1. But here is one thing I want to share with you. The product, I make it as failure or disaster are more than the product I delivered as some valuable things to our customer or our clients. So more failures make me be more successful today. Okay, here we go. Here's the agenda. We have 6 parts. Now we are doing the opening part, following with automotive industry context and how Chinese EV company development playbook, as well as some case studies. You will find some funds of 3 top EV companies in China. And with some global implications, last thing is closing and Q&A. Shall we start now? Are you ready? Cool, let's go. So I think people are very familiar with those brands, right? They're almost the top car brands in the past decades of years. And those brands below those global brands are local brands from China. So which means in the past decades, those local brands have very strong competition with those global brands, especially in Chinese market. As we all know, China was almost the highest population countries in the past half century. Last year, India became the top 1 population country, but in the past half century, China is always the top 1 country, right? So it's a big, large, huge market. Everyone wants money. So that's why we see a lot of tension between those global brands and the local brands in China. But interesting is what happens in 5 years ago, around 2020. These guys are coming to this industry. Do you know who they are? Do you know who they are? I don't think so, you know, because I also don't know them 5 years ago. But they start a war to this industry. They start a revolution to this industry. We call them new energy strengths. In Chinese, we call them 新能源汽车. Anyone can understand Mandarin? Anyone can understand Mandarin? Nope. Anyone here from China? Only me. Okay, then I can speak Chinese. No one can understand me. Okay, so those brands, we call it new energy strengths. Think about this. Car or vehicle industry is a very traditional thing, right? It's a very high-tech thing, right? It represents the top energy, top knowledge, top technology of the world. It's a lot of power things to represent how good, how powerful your technology is. So why these small, tiny companies, they can build some storm to influence the world in order to change what happens to them, what happens to them. So I would like to show you a video first and to see what they are doing today. And this is a newest vehicle of BYD. Is anyone knowing BYD here? Oh, pretty cool. Almost 80%, I guess. This is the newest BYD car called Yangwang 7. And this is some cutting-edge technology they created during this time. Okay, so we start this video. So first image here, you can take a look, focus on, this is some system they call 云辇, open, and this is some system they call 云辇, off. So you will see how this car pass this way. Okay, I'm starting the video. It's like 2 minutes. Enjoy it. Look, the difference. This is another technology. Self-parking. These are not new things, but they will show you something interesting afterwards. Look how they move. How they challenge this parking. Focus on details, especially how the wheels. Look, look, look. Self-pilot with very high speed. Okay, that's all. Let's back to my deck again. Anyone here want to have that car? Please raise your hands. Oh, perfect. I heard that Sri Lanka is importing BYD car very soon. Perhaps you will have this car very soon in this country. Right, so you are lucky. And here we go. So Chinese EV makers launched this new models 40% faster than those traditional car players. but I'm telling you the truth. This is the data from McKinsey report in 2023. The truth is actually they are more faster than 40%. And this rapid pace allows Chinese brands to quickly adapt to market changes and capture new opportunities. Oh, let's do a small fun game here. So everyone stand up, okay? Everyone stand up, please. Cool. Use your best knowledge to guess how many months a new car is created in a traditional car company. I'm repeating my question. Best guess, how many months a new car is created in a traditional car company? Okay? I think a lot of people have your answers. The cycle time. Let's go to the next slide. So traditional automakers have roughly R&D 5 to 7 years. If anyone you have your time is over 7 years, you can sit down. Nobody have answer of 7 years? Okay, cool. So which means 5 to 7 years. For example, you have a BMW i3 2025. You think you buy a new car, but the truth is what? You buy a car be defined 5 or 7 years ago. Is it a new car? That's a joke, right? It's not a new car. How Chinese EV cycle time. Chinese EV makers achieve this in 18 and 24 months. So I'm so happy because everyone, you are still standing up here. So as from last page, last slide, I would say 40% is not the true number. The true number is more aggressive. So second question, using your best knowledge to guess how many months of a new EV be created in China. Not an average numbers, I mean the best top companies in China. So if your answer is between 12 to 18 months, please raise your hands. If your answer is between 12 to 18 months, please raise your hands. Sit down, please. Those people raise your hands. Oh, you are so aggressive. I cannot imagine that. Okay. Oh, next, if your answer is between 8 months to 12 months, please raise your hands. 8 months to 12 months. Sit down, please. Oh, almost half people sit down. Okay. The rest of them, you are the winner. Our top company can produce a new car within 8 months. So the roughly number is 6 to 7 months. Can you believe that? That's a car. That's not a new birthday cake. That's not a new Adidas shoes. Like this, right? Oh, this is not Adidas. That's a car. So I think claps for all of you. I'm sorry. And sit down, please. Thank you all. As I said, the average number could be 2 years, but for those top guys in China, they can create cars within 6 months. How that happens? There's a lot of things, physical things, hardware things, stress testings, a lot of policies, people safety, human being lives, how they can achieve it in 6 months. Let me tell you and share you those things afterwards. This shortened cycle is made possible through agile engineering, and modular platforms enable faster product launches. Okay, let's move to next chapter. Automotive industry context. Why those Chinese companies have so powerful strengths? First of all, ICE sunset. As we all know, for few vehicles, finally, it's not the future of the world. And most countries announced that they won't have like for few cars after 2030s. And this shift accelerates the transition to e-vehicles and creating new opportunity of Chinese EV makers. And we call it 弯道超车. Do you know what is 弯道超车? 弯道超车 means in the fulfill technology, Chinese companies still need like 20 years to catch up. But now it's a new opportunity. Everyone start from zero. Everyone started from the beginning. Then it's a time, we call it 弯道超车, means we don't use the old technology. We use innovation to explore new things, new product, new technology to win in next decade. Secondly, SDV revolution. SDV is called software-defined vehicles. As we all know, China has largest population, as well as largest digital software talents. We have a huge amount of developers and engineers, so that's easy to make it happen of those automotive industry. And China EV makers are at the front of the trend, investing heavily software development to enhance vehicle intelligence. That's true. Thirdly, COVID happened. So I was fully locked down in Shanghai in 2023. I think you probably heard about that. It's 2023 or 2022? 2022. China was locked down and Shanghai was locked down for 71 days. And here's the thing, I don't like it. But because of COVID, because of China closed the door to everyone, then it's a time they can reorder, rebuild the supply chain for this industry. Slightly. Nobody knowing what's going on. Nobody knows China what you are doing now. But they build the supply chain. So when the COVID is gone, you find those guys are not some teenagers. They're already growing up to some big guys, powerful guys. So that's the three reasons. And also something important is the policy. Chinese government spend a lot of money and invest a lot of effort to help those startups to growing up. My second car is a BYD. 6 years ago, I bought my first electric car, BYD. That time, honestly, the soft conditions was not that good. But the good thing is the battery and the engine of that car. Still today, my mother-in-law drive it. It's almost, I think, it's over 80K kilometers for 6 years. It saved like thousands of USD dollars for my family. I love it. They still work functionally, and people was asking, does the capacity of the battery decrease? It do decrease, but only decrease the 10%. My car can drive 400 kilometers when I buy it, but today still can drive like 370 or 380 kilometers, but only during summer. In winter, it will like only have 60% of capacity. That's not because of decrease of the battery, that's because of the cold temperature. But it's not an issue for you guys, right? Does Sri Lanka have winter? No. Okay. Secondly, infrastructure development. Oh, that's traumatic numbers. 81 million charging points were built by 2023. I think the number is still more larger, maybe 10 million today, because it's now 2025. Think about this. China is a huge country. But they only use like 2 or 3 years, build 8.1 million charging point. Can you imagine that? 8 million across the country, making sure you can drive your e-cars to everywhere, making sure you did not worry about to charging your car. And that huge investment led by the government for sure, because it's not a short win, right? It's not a short margin, it's not a short business. It's a long-term strategy. Okay, so thirdly is battery innovation. CATL. Anyone know CATL? Who is CATL? No. Oh, good. CATL is the best battery company. Maybe not best. I would like to say best automotive battery company in the world now. Tesla. Everyone is using their battery. In Chinese, we call them 宁德时代. So for now, I would like to teach you one Chinese. Read after me. 宁德时代. Remember this, because this is the top 1 car battery company in the world now. Take almost 37% of the global market share. And it's not the end. It's just a start. And I think after 20 minutes, maybe, we will have some game together, and you will have some interesting quiz to know what's the most capacity of battery in China now. That's crazy numbers. Okay. Still a lot of things are created from China. It's still in progress. Next one is Chinese e-vehicle development playbook. Industry benchmark comparison. What does it mean? It means originally for those car industry, can you believe that we can using Scrum to produce it? Can you believe that? Not possible, I think, because from Scrum Guide, it said, how long is the sprint length? How long is the sprint length in Scrum framework? Less than 4 weeks, or we say less than 1 month, right? But it's a car. If our car needs developing in 5 to 7 years, how we produce within every 4 weeks? How? It's gonna possible, right? But if we can define our car in 6 months or 8 months, then it's possible. It's possible. But this is not my topic today. How to using Scrum, doing hardware agility. And hopefully maybe next year or after, I still have a chance back to Sri Lanka. Maybe my next topic is hardware agility, right? But today, it's not about this. Remember, it's possible. It's possible, but not specific like software. Hardware still can use in Scrum, can produce within 1 to 2 sprint. Okay. Scrum-driven organization structure, that's important. Current sprint teams focus on battery, chemistry, blah, 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 all those stuff. That's terminology of cars. This model coordinates efforts across mega projects, ensuring alignment and progress. And we also have like metrics diagrams, metric structure highlighting those stuff, and collaborating among teams. So basically to say, if you want to create a car within Scrum framework, it's not that simple like a software team. Because software team, we only have developer, we only have engineers, whatever front end, back end, iOS, Android, blah, blah, blah. We call them software, right? But if you want to develop a car, you have to do some engine, chemistry, physics, wheels, people, human being lives. You need a lot of different professional area. And you want to design a car, you have to cross all of this, right? So how we progress it? Anyway, it's not today's topic. Okay, let's go. Quantifiable Scrum impacts. As we told, first of all, cycle time. The reason why cycle time is so important is because for today, our tolerance for a new car is never a 5 years. We expect our car to next level within 6 months or 1 year. So cycle time becomes a very important metric today. Here is a sample, NIO. NIO is one of the new energy strength company of China. And they have a flagship car called ES8. They developed complete in 22 months. Compared with BMW iX3, 62 months. Wow, that's a lot. Change request resolution. 63% of reduction in resolution time compared with SAE benchmarks. You saved a lot of time. So that's why those global brands we shared on the second slide we discussed, those global brands today is very challenging because the local brands, especially for those new car companies, they only have your 1/3 cycle time or even less. Secondly, cost efficiency. Xpeng, we call it a 小鹏. Okay, now language school. Learn from me. 小鹏. 小鹏. Yes, it's the Xpeng. It's a totally new company. And they achieved 14% lower R&D cost per sprint through virtual validation. Look, car industry, all those stuff, originally we require physical test. But now, they build a lot of simulation systems, validation systems, can do online test, simulate what happens in real physical environment. And that's the digital world. So achieved 14% of cost reduction. And BYD Han. Han is also China's most developed dynasty in the history. Han, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Tang is the most developed dynasty. And Han maybe is the second strong period in China, is 3,000 years ago. So they are using Han as one of their flagship car and conduct 2,700 virtual crash tests compared with 300 physical tests. So look, they are still doing physical tests, but the physical test only take 10% of the whole test. Those virtual tests can complete 90% of the work. That's not magic. That's the truth. That's what's going on today. Last thing, quality metrics. And today, as we all know, quality is still very significant things, especially in car industry, right? So Chinese EVs have a defect density of like 0.32 defects, KLC, compared with 1.1 for those old OEMs, for those old companies. That's a significant progress. And the OTA update successful rates. Anyone know what does OTA mean? What is OTA? Anyone know? It's kind of system. It's called the air update system. It's just how we can communicate with the car to make sure the car can install software, can return the data, can monitor the car, what's going on. It's kind of the interaction between car and our core system. So that's what we call it OTA system. NEO achieves 99.3 successful ratio compared with 87 with those European premium brands. So which means 90.3 of the functions your car now is already connected by our software. Okay. Let's do some fun time now. Are you tired? Are you tired? No? But we still play the game, okay? So, anyone using Kahoot before? Okay, cool. Using your phone, scan the QR code, and pick up your fancy name. And when everyone is in the room, let's do some game. And I prepared a lot of gift for you. Not a lot of, some of, many people. So, did you see any difference about me? Glasses. Why I have glasses? Because I forget to take it. When Derek take glasses, it means it's so serious. Oh. So we have prize 3. The gift is, do you know who he is? Who he is? The most cartoon movie in human beings history created by China, NASA. I don't know whether Sri Lanka can watch it, but if you can watch it, and there's 2 characters, this is for my prize 3. And what's this? It's not that clear, but it's Black Wukong. It's Black Wukong for our prize, second prize. And for our top 1 prize is, what it is? It's BYD Yangwang U8 SUV. It's the most expensive BYD car. It takes me a lot of money, so do not waste my money, okay? Is everyone here? Can we start it? Okay, let's go. Three, 2, 1. First question, who is the world's top-selling electric vehicle company in 2024? And select answers on your mobile. Wow, I'm so excited. Oh, 45 people got the right answer. Let's see who is getting the. So the rule is, if you get the right answer, the quickest one will get the highest score. So who is Tishima? Who is Tishima? Oh, Tishima is number 1. Is a candidate of that car. Okay? Are you ready for next question? Cool. True or false? Is China the top 1 EV? That's an easy one. That's an easy one. Quick. 15 seconds. Is it a hard one? Why people still think? What's going on? Okay. Who is those 4 guys? I'm so sad. I speak almost 30 minutes. I'm crying. Okay. Anyway, just joking. Oh, Tishima also still, but very close. Saroni. Who is Saroni? Wow. competitor, your best competitor now. Okay, are we ready to next question? Multi-slack, it's a multi-slack, okay. New EV brand, I said new. Five seconds. 5 seconds. If you don't have answer, it's A, B, C, D, all of them. I put some track for you. Let's see, anyone? Oh, people changed. So who is Exara? Oh, you are so big advantage. You are 300 points go ahead of everyone. Now, he's the biggest enemy, right? Okay, next question. Which one of them is the newest Chinese EV brand? Newest, just launched car last month. If you read some news from YouTuber or anywhere, you will see who is the newest. It's Xiaomi. I think everyone is knowing Xiaomi, right? And Xiaomi creating the car within 2 years. And the new car called Xiaomi SU7. And that car already break all those records in North America races with 4-door car, not 2-door car, 4-door car. Okay, let's see who is the winner at this stage. Oh, people changed, but the first person still there. Okay, let's do next one. Slider. That's interesting. How many EV cars be produced in China last year? Pick up the numbers, pick up the range. The range is 5 million to 50 million. It's almost, if I remember correctly, it's like 12 million. Oh, no? What's going on? Okay, 12 million. Oh, okay. Exara still top one. You will have more advantage, 400 points now. Okay. Puzzle. Please rank top 4 brands with EV production in 2024. Rank. Order them. First one is GD, GSL, and SAIC Motor, and BYD. I think that's easy for the first one, right? But not easy for the rest of 3. They should be longer, still give you like 30 seconds. Okay, the right order is BYD first. There's still 7 people get a win. I know you don't know who is SAIC Motor. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know either. Because I know them with Chinese name. I don't know what English name, right? GAC, Ions, and GD. GD, we know that very well. Okay, let's see how the ranking is changing. Oh, who is Sam? Who is Sam? Perfect, we find the candidate of the winner has been changed. That's the amazing of the world. Let's see what's going on next. Chris, what's the longest range of a Chinese EV currently on sale? For the battery. For the battery, what is the longest range of kilometers for one charge? For charge once, it's 1,500 kilometers. I think that's a Neo car. Charge one time can run 1,500. As I told you, this is a crazy numbers, right? It's more than a fuel car, right? It's more than almost double. Can't believe that. Well, next question is a little bit trigger. Let's see if there's any change. Oh, you are win back. Congratulations. Next question, true or false? Do you believe charge 5 minutes can run 200 kilometers? Do you believe only charging for 5 minutes, your car can run 200 kilometers? True. Do you really believe? That's true. And that's what's going on in this, my spring holiday. This is the first time I take my family trip using using a EV, because originally, as you all know, every year China have one of the biggest human beings migration event in the world. It's a spring holiday. So people from where they work back to their home to celebrate the holiday. Me too. Because of so many people on the way, especially on the highway, it's not easy to charge the battery. So that's why I never using e-car to go back to my hometown during the spring holiday. But this year was the first time I drive my e-car back to my hometown. And the longest time I wait for the queue to be charged is like 15 minutes. The reason is you can only charge in like 10 or 15 minutes, you can like run 300 to 400 kilometers. So you don't need to wait for a long queue. So that's a significant technology innovation. So hopefully, and it will continue moving. One day probably we're only like charging like 5 minutes can run like 1,000 kilometers. And that would be much better than for fuel, right? Okay, that's a significant things. Okay, the order is same. Oh, looks like the competition only in between Xara. This second one is Chas or Chad? Chas. Who is Chas? Okay, and Sam. Oh, you three guys. You are ahead of all of them. Okay, but other people still have chance. I think they still have 2 questions. You still have the chance. Let's see. True or false? China will cease production of fuel-powered vehicles by 2025. That's a little bit challenging. That's a little bit challenging question. Not easy. Oh. China will ban for fuel car. Ban those gas car. I put some tracks there. People always pick true. But what the Chinese government said, we hope we don't produce gas car or fuel car from 2035. So we didn't announce any policy to ban it. We just said our expectation is 2035. So only 15 people went. Perfect. I hope it's a game change, because this probably is a game change. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Who is? It's a D or the D? Who is D? Oh, it's you. Interesting. Last question. Scrum can have EV industry decrease the leading time. That's an easy one. I don't expect anyone pick. Still 8 people pick. Okay, let's say who is the winner. Oh, game changer. Etc. Who? Sam! Congratulations! So, I give this 3 to, who is Manuka? Manuka. Thank you too. Did you have fun here? Thank you. So, Exara, Black Wukong is yours. Black Wukong, congratulations, you almost win across the whole game. And Sam, congratulations. Hopefully you enjoy this SUV car. Okay, cool. Are we relaxed? Let's back to give me 1 second. Okay, I think we have to move faster. We don't have much more time, I guess. We still have like 25 minutes, I think. Yeah. So we're running some case studies. And as we mentioned a couple of things in the previous slide, what is top challenges? And I conclude there are 5 top challenges for the car industry today. First of all, new technologies are emerging one after one. And the external market environment is undergoing rapid changes. So basically, at least from my observation, people are more required a digital car, not only a transport touring. What does a digital car mean? It means I want to take phone calls, I want to work, I want to see movies, I want sing karaoke in the car. I want to move my home in the car. So that's not only a transport touring. That's a next level. We call it maybe a digital, whatever it is. It's a new things. That's what we require. For example, 10 years ago, before we have smartphone, we don't expect anything happen on our phone, right? But today you can do everything on your phone. Same thing. Today you can do everything in the car. Secondly, management is overly siloed around the functional departments. So all those old companies, they have silo problems. Peter is not here. At the beginning, Peter is there, and Peter have a popular leader program to solve the silo problems. And we see those silo problems will hurt the innovation of the cutting edges. Because it's quite harder if you are working with like 50K employees company, you want to build some new things. That's crazy. So that will stop the car innovation. And that's the opportunity why China companies can go across of them. Secondly, user feedback. User feedback is a disconnect from product development with demand. Insights still relevant on traditional market research. Let me tell you. So if your car requires 5 to 7 years to be created, do you think, did they respect customers' requirements? Did they respect? Or did they collect the most recent requirements? Never. Those things are defined 5 or 6, 7 years ago. But human being life is more aggressive, more faster than before. 5 years is long term. 5 years is long term. So how to get grab the feedback? How to make sure those feedback can give me some ideas to guide me to next level of innovation. And the fourth part is the workforce is disproportionately dominated by mechanical engineers. Okay, and that's not easy, and a shortage of multi-creation talent in software. That's true, because once we touch, the first time when I touched the car business, we get a lot of resilience of, how to say, protective things from the hardware leaders. They said, okay, Scrum is very good, agility is very good, but you guys only play with software. You don't know what's going on about hardware, how hardware can play within Scrum. But the truth is, it can. It can. Remember, that's my next topic, right? We are back to Sri Lanka, okay? So that's the truth. How we can accelerate hardware development. That's a very interesting thing. And we can scaling not only hardware. For example, one of my clients, Unilever, they create hand cream. Hand cream or even can use in Scrum. Can you believe that? That's so different versus 5 or 6 years ago. And last one, the fifth, there's an overwhelmed strong hardware reality partner with weak software iteration capabilities. The same thing. That's true. If we want comply with both software and hardware together, that's a challenging thing. But how we can deal with them? First of all, in traditional industry, functional hierarchies hinder value flow. So we are using these silos. People are in different departments, and people only working within that department. But this is really hurt if we want developing something new, something cross the age. They still can earn a lot of money, but the problem is they did not meet the client's customers' requirements. They did not using the newest technology to build a new digital world. So that's why we are using value flow. So anyone here knowing value flow and or value stream, right? I think that's a very simple agility word today. A lot of people are using it. So we need to define the value stream, value flow for your company. For example, here, from the idea at the very left and to the product at the very right, idea, product. So we need like several teams across the company. So we need to define the value stream, value flow first. Then we realized how we can this team work together. So that's the first principle of hardware agile. So centralized decision making, decomposing of decision making and execution, and resource duplication and waste, information silos. That's the disadvantages. And misaligned goals and priority across functional silos, of course. Every department have their own goals or even KPIs. And sometimes group A and group B, the KPIs could be fight against it. So how they can work together. So with the traditional methodology, stage-gated process and project-based system lead to those cycles and slow response. For example, we need idea, we need to have a great idea to create a electric vehicle. And we sign off a business plan. We get our SLT team to approval on this project. We do a lot of research. Once we got the approval, we did a kickoff meeting and requirements sign off, design sign off, developing sign off, test sign off, release sign off, then disaster happens. That's typical thing. And when I was working in a global insurance company like 15 years ago, I did the same project like this. And my client was not happy when we delivered things. But we delivered all those things in the PRD documentation. But why the client are not happy? Because they only give me one comment. What he was saying is, we invest a lot of money to do those system migration, but the system you created is even worse than the old system. Even worse than the system they expect to replace. That's not my fault. That's not his fault. That's whose fault? So that's the reason we are using this. Always create a bomb, a disaster. So that's why we need to do a modular platforms, vehicle, and a specific product development system. So all those systems, they probably in different silo. In different silo, but we develop them as parallel together and to generate different cars. So that's why China's companies, for some companies, they can like leverage cross-functional team to create a car within 8 months, and can create 2 or 3 types of new car every year. So how we can achieve it? We build functional teams and a specialized domain, centralized management, this professional expertise. We are using a domain, but the domain is not a traditional leader. It's only the domain head, and it's some chapter head under the domain head. Then the chapter head manages cross-functional team. So we have product team, hardware, application, embedded development, test, quality. So all those teams, they're working together. We need to build that cross-functional team. And that's not easy for car industry. That's not easy. And but for those China EV company, it's easy for them to build that kind of stuff. But it's not easy for the global companies. And how we can develop it. Look, we still follow this concept. Developing test, validation, production. Those value stream, this order of value stream still keeps the same way of the traditional way of developing a car. We did not using Scrum to change the orders, but we are using different concept, more cohesion, cross-functional team work within sprints to create the concept and to create the developing and test stage. And if there anything unexpected happen, we still can go back to concept to change the concept. So that's the amazing things. Not with the silo, with the gate project, sign off, kick off, sign off, kick off, sign off, kick off. And for now, there's never a sign off and never a kick off. We cohesioned together. So I'm not mentioning those things too much. And if you want to take photos, that's fine. But we have very limited time. So if you are interested, you can like come to me after the workshop. I'm pleasure to share anything about this to you. Oh, I just marked this company because it's a little bit confidential, so I don't mention the name. But it's a blade battery development program. So 6 Scrum teams worked on cell chemistry, 8 sprint development. Look, it's a chemistry, it's a hardware. Still using Scrum, 8 sprints. And the interaction with 3 sprints and terminal run away and the sprint backlog. So achievements, what they did is like 45% or faster than the traditional way. And a continual improvement, making sure ongoing refinement, and safety enhancements. So that's an example of blade battery development. Another company, actually I can tell you this is whom. This is Xiaopeng. Did you remember the English, Chinese class I taught you? Xiaopeng, that's a Xiaopeng. Look, Xiaopeng OTA updates, complete 126 OTA updates in 2023. Enhanced autonomous driving functions. Interesting AI-powered simulation. reduce the physical crash test by 60% through AI-powered simulations. So we don't need to build the simulation on physical platform. We are using digital platform to complete 60% of tests. That's the amazing thing, why we can short the cycle time or leading time. And the user feedback. User feedback iteration. User feedback is interact into 72 hours sprint planning. Look, any feedback from the clients or the users, if this thing is valuable, they will move to their sprint within 72 hours after getting the feedback. Let me tell you the truth. Before I buy the BYD as my first electric vehicle, actually my first experience of driving e-car is Xiaopeng. That's around 2018, roughly 7 years ago. One of the amazing things I found is when I drive the car, I feel there's some robots talk with the AI customer service automatic. I said, okay, open the window. And the Xiaopeng car, the OTA told me, which window you want to open? I said, the driver's window. Then the window is open. So then when I do the pilot driving, so the assistant of the Xiaopeng's engineer told me, you can talk to the product owner directly about what you feel of the car. So there's a button. I forget whether it's a button or just a voice control. Said, okay, talk to the product owner. Then your your voice was recorded. I said, it's not that convenient. I have to pick which window I want to open. If you can locate where I sit, if I say open the window as a driver, then the window on my left side will be open. If I'm seated on the semi-driver position, the window on my right side will be open. Oh, sorry. Sri Lanka is driving on the right. So I'm still in the logic of driving in China. So our driver is sitting on the left. So anyway, you get what I mean, right? So I just delivered that message through their system. And then 2 months later, they built a function. They can recognize where you sit in the car. And once you said open the window, they will open the window close to you. So that's the respect to the feedback. I was so happy because that function has raised by me. Maybe not me, right? Maybe other people also raise the same functions. But that's the thing, how we build the connection with user feedback. And that's the amazing thing. You can validate through the Scrum iteration. Okay, last use case, user forms, feature development. User forms directly guide 23% of feature development. And the battery subscription model, iterate to enhance user convenience and satisfaction. And social community offers an exclusive social community for user enhancing brand loyalty. So this is for BYD, I think. Okay, we don't have much more time. So I make this journey very quick. We still have like 5 minutes to start a Q&A, okay? Cool. And let's move this fast. Scrum-driven business model. Xiaopeng, live development, user feedback, as I mentioned, user feedback is integrated into 72 hours sprint planning. Battery as a service, CATL, 宁德时代. 2-week swap situation capacity updates, decentralized agility in scaling infrastructure. And Scrum ROI calculations, blah, blah, blah. ROI is calculated by blah, 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 blah. I want to mention those casual analytics afterwards. So work rhythm. Everyone knows Chinese is working so hard. So I think you heard about the terminology 996, right? 996. Who knows 996? Yeah, 996. Do you know what is 996? It's like people start working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and 6 working days per week. That's a lot. That's too heavy, right? That's not fit for Sri Lanka, I think. But that's Chinese companies, what they are doing so fast. So they ask their employee work so hard. Okay, 996. Government Scrum. Explore how MIT policies brings alive with corporate R&D. Global market impact. Chinese EV success lead to protectionist measures in US and EU. So that's why we see a lot of policies was released recently to like give more tax of Chinese EV cars because that's easy because they want to protect their industry in their country, right? But I do think whatever they do, it's a good opportunity for those Chinese cars using their technology, especially this cutting edge technology, to make our life more better. Do you agree with me? Right? Okay. So for future things, battery technology like continued innovation in battery chemistry and energy density. So basically we still expect more than 1,500 for per charge. Those batteries happen for our human being lives. The most important thing is not who created that battery. It's like how we create a cheaper battery for most people can use it. Right. Okay. I'm not striving. That's a normal thing for everyone. Global market expansion. That's true because once you have more users, you will have more user feedback. And more user feedback will give you more opportunity to inspect and adapt your product. Policy and market dynamics. So environmental commitments, infrastructure development, international collaboration. So I know Sri Lanka have the chance to import more Chinese cars. So once you have Chinese cars, once you have them, please use them and give feedback to their product owner and give feedback to those 4S Stones employees. I'm sure your feedback will be well recognized. Maybe one day your feedback, just like me, will be released on your next version of OTA. I think that will be most stuff for today. I give some conclusion before we move to Q&A part. So policy energy feedback groups is quite important, as mentioned today. And the second, agile hardware, software, core development. Not only for software, hardware is also possible to do Scrum. Data is always the things. Data not including the vehicles data, but also including the data of the market, the data of the feedback. So all those three are key things we would like to share to you today. And I'm hoping next the digital rate will be digital. And today it speaks Mandarin. And hopefully, and those innovation things can change the world. And hopefully we can bring those methodology framework to every corner of the world to tell people how we can make our life better. And the Chinese EV cars are refining the global automotive industry through the Agile Innovation Organization Revolution. And that's not the end. It's just the beginning. Okay, thank you all. And we can take some questions.
Yes. Thank you, Derek. Thank you for such wonderful, powerful insights. All right, guys, we can take two things. We can be agile and we can get the mic and ask a couple of questions, or we can submit your questions via scanning the QR code. Which one you prefer? We have time for like 3 questions. All right, 1 question.
Hey, Derek, thanks for the insightful session. It was really interesting. So I just wanted to just ask, now this work case study and the showcase that you showed, there's a big part of the Chinese culture playing that, right? Not everyone can replicate that. So based on your experience, not everyone can't fulfill this sort of a agile practice because at a rapid pace. What do you think is the best way for other industries to adopt this, and do you have any kind of insights on that?
That's a very good question. I think you makes a great point. Is not everyone can repeat what happens, because the first thing I would like to say is not the teams collaborate together to make that happen. The first important thing is the leadership changes first and build a culture to boost the innovation DNA. And that's the important thing. Whatever you see the CTA or CEO or Xiaomi's CEO, they are technical person like Jobs, like Elon Musk. So they are care about the customer, they are care about the innovation. I think the first thing, whatever different industry or company, the first thing is make your leader to knowing what's going on. And what I'm saying, any successful company during the transaction change, the first thing is always top-down change. It's very hard to do bottom-up. If you are doing bottom-up, you have a cap there because some problems have to be addressed by leadership. So I would like to give you a tips. It's first, leaders. Hopefully you like the answer. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Derek, thank you very much. My question will be, you said you are running Scrum framework, so 2 to 4 week sprints. In the car manufacturing, you said chemists are used for 2 to 4 weeks. How do you story point, like in Agile and software development, we story point. So in that case, how do you do it? Like how does the story point work or estimation work for the building up of batteries? Like, can you explain that? Thank you.
Thanks, question. Great question, I have to say. So, yeah, story points is a very effective tools across my career, I would like to say. Most of my software Scrum team are using story points. But for those hardware teams, we are not using story points. The reason is, as I mentioned, we are using cadence. We are using, for example, 2 or 3 weeks sprint. But we cannot create any tangible increment of hardware in every cadence. Do you agree with me? Right? So then what we achieved in every cadence is still part of your product. That's fine. That's totally fine. Something maybe just a paperwork of your concept. That's fine. Maybe some documentation from your legal. That's fine. But we identified those key things as the valuable result at the end of your sprint. Then you can validate and adapt it. So that's the things we are using non-software Scrum. So hopefully if I have more time, I can share with you all those logic things. But here's the point, story points, we are not using that in hardware. It's a short answer. But that's a great question. Last one?
Yes, we have one more question.
One more?
Going once, going twice. Okay, gone.
Okay.
I think we have a lot of questions to ask from Derek. Please meet him during the tea break and ask all these questions. Speed at scale. I mean, that's fantastic. Okay, let's give a big round of applause to Derek, a professional Scrum practitioner. And
谢谢.
as a token of appreciation, we would like to hand over a token of appreciation. Jayani, please do the honors. All right, guys, give a big round of applause to Derek.